faces played his hand, but the crowd's awake, their voices loud, a restless wave, a roaring crowd. Tick tock, the time runs thin, boiling point, it's sink or swim. The pot boils over again, pressurizing, no way to pretend you can stay or leave. Take your shot, the pot boils over, like it or not. Pot boils over, pot boils over, like it or not. Pot boils over again, pressurizing, no way to pretend you can stay or leap. Take your shot, the pot boils over, like it or not. Pot boils over, 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 like it or not. Over the target, I'm flying blind. They're taking aim from every side. Left and right, they throw their fire. Keyword heroes full of iron. Their words are bullets made of air. Hit and vanish like they're not there. Cowards in the dark, hiding in the sparks. Shadows in the heart. I'm over the target. I'm over the target. Type and fury in their little rooms, safe from the echo of their own booms. No medals earned, no battles fall, just hollow noise and angry thoughts. Real soldiers bleed, real soldiers fall. These ghosts of glass, they've risked it all to click and clatter, to shout and scream, but courage doesn't live in me. Cowards in the dark, hiding in the sparks. Shadows in their hearts. I'm over the target. I'm over the target. I'm over the in the dark, Dancing in the sparks, shadows in their heart. I'm over the target. I'm over the target. I'm over the target.
I'm over the target. DJ Silver Eagle, right here on Chris Wyatt Reports.
I'm over the target.
Cowards in the dark. Hiding in the sparks. Welcome back, folks, to Chris Wyatt Reports. Chris live in England. And almost for the last time on this trip. There you go. Cowards in the dark. That is, I'm over the target. Can you all hear me okay? Because I'm not getting any chat in my studio. This is the tech problems today have been very frustrating working through them. I'm not sure what the issue is here, but I got some kind of conflict. So let me just take a look on the chat over here. So let me see if I can hear myself there. Here, I can't hear myself there. Okay, good. You guys should be able to hear me then. Welcome back to the program, folks. Tonight, let's get to it. Ronaldo and I will be up for Wednesdays with the Kernan coming up a bit. And, a lot of people seem to think I'm on holiday here, so I figured I'd give you the impression I am on holiday. Check it out. A little Caribbean beach behind me there, just the waves coming in, chill it out. Yeah, you like that? Yeah. Tropical paradise. Yeah, that's not England, trust me. It's the same wave coming for the fifth time. I think the background might have been fake. Yes, the background is, of course, fake. It's a GIF. No bikini ladies on the beach there. Anyway, so a lot of people seem to think I'm on holiday, so I figured I'd give them a holiday view. All right, let's get to the news, folks. I'll catch back up in the chat here in a little bit. Again, I'm working at a disadvantage here. Mkwanazi confirms political killings task team fully funded amid explosive allegations of interference. The police commissioner in a hearing today, watched by thousands, Lieutenant General Nandla Mkwanazi has confirmed that the embattled political killings task team is now fully funded and operational until March of 2026, following a period of political turbulence and institutional uncertainty. He testified at the Judicial Commission inquiry chaired by former Constitutional Court Justice Mbuyisile Madalanga. He revealed that funding has been secured for the task team to continue its work until the end of this financial year. Back on July 6th, in a media briefing, he alleged that Mkunu had colluded with dodgy business people and criminal networks, including drug cartels, to sabotage SAP's operations. Claims are now under formal inquiry. Well, let's hope that something comes of this. So Karen Mowen wrote about this on News 24. She's covering it. She says, Mkwanazi says, a week after DACA's return, arrests were made. Interesting. We'll see what happens going forward there. Now, News 24 is reporting that Durko claims that Donald Trump was advised that the U.S. couldn't afford not to be represented at the G20. Well, I find that quite silly, folks, that assertion, because the U.S. was never not going to attend the G20. The question was, would Donald Trump attend the G20? Donald Trump said he's not going to go. He's not going to go. That doesn't mean, folks, that there wasn't going to be a U.S. representative. There was always going to be somebody at the U.S. representing, whether it was the Secretary of State, it was U.S. Ambassador, it was an Undersecretary of State, it was the Director of African Bureau, whether it was going to be the Vice President. There would always have been someone there. I mean, it's just silly to think we're not going to be there. But now they're acting as if this is news. But Durko's creating news and once again insulting the United States. And U.S. President Donald Trump may have been advised that he cannot make the mistake of not sending any senior representative from his administration's G20 Leaders Summit in Johannesburg later this year. That's according to Supra Mahumpelo, chairperson of Parliament's Portfolio Committee on International Relations Cooperation. The committee received a briefing from Durko on Wednesday today about preparations for the G20 Summit on the 22nd and 23rd of November. Mahumpelo said the committee was pleased that the U.S. administration would be sending Vice President J.D. Vance. I think the American president may have been advised that tactically they can't make an error of not having their presidency represented. Well, I think that this is Durko once again intentionally insulting the United States. We were always going to be present. There was never any question about whether the United States was going to be present. The question was whether the president of the United States would actually go there himself. And he said he's probably not going to go. Why would he go? So he's going to send J.D. Vance. I mean, it's just ridiculous. They're trying to create news. Ruben finally has a job starting tomorrow. Congratulations, Ruben. That's awesome, particularly in the environment in South Africa to find a job. Pretty incredible. Why did Rama keep pressuring Trump in Oval Office to be? Because it's an embarrassment for South Africa that the most powerful country in the world won't show up to take over presidency of that ridiculously large G20 group from him. Super's an idiot, former Premier of Northwest. Yes, he left under a cloud. He is an idiot, and he's opened his mouth up. It just shows you how stupid the ANC is, that they continue to do dumb things to insult the United States. I mean, this is just dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Ludwig, what's the salute and the rainbow flag? What's that all about? All right, so yeah, that's just dumb nonsense once again, folks. Dumb nonsense once again. The ANC just can't help themselves. The Patriotic Alliance says they're confident that Kenny Kunene will be cleared to contest for Mayor of Joburg. Funny, the 30 days have come and gone, and we're still waiting for the results of the investigation of Kenny Kunene. He was suspended after being found at a murder suspect's home. The cat. Patriotic Alliance has expressed confidence in the suspended Deputy President Kenny Kunene, saying he will be cleared to contest for the Joburg mayorship. Really? Now it's that Kunene would be the party's mayoral candidate for Joburg during Facebook live stream this week. Despite the suspension, he was found at murder suspect Pat Molefe's house. An internal investigation was launched by the party to investigate his alleged involvement with Molefe. In an interview with Newsroom Africa, PA spokesperson Steve Motale said while investigations are ongoing, Kunene is not taking part in any party activities, but will contest for the mayorship once cleared. Well, let's not hold our breath on that one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not hold our breath on that, okay? I'm just saying. Yeah, the way they treat people, I wouldn't want to go to the G20 either. I'm with you on that, Holden. Ludwig says Heinz people are not worthy of being Christian. Okay, what does that have to do with my news broadcast? You should have brought that up in the other stream. Charlene Berger, good evening. I don't think that's what he said. I don't think he said they're not worthy of being Christian. I think what I heard Heinz say is that, without stating it, that homosexuality is condemned by the Bible and by God. That's what he said. You're conflating something. I don't believe he actually said that, which you've said. Maybe that's what you inferred from it. But Christians are taught to love all of God's creatures. We all make mistakes. We're all wayward at times, and we must be forgiven for that. So why would that be incompatible? Well, no confidence in Mayor Dada Marrero, to keep Joburg clean after the G20 cleanup, say residents and officials. And they're right. The city is a cesspool of garbage, the complete destruction under the African National Congress of its mismanagement for the past 31 years. Joburg, once the pearl of Gauteng, is now just a crap hole. As Joburg prepares for to host the prestigious G20 summit on November 22nd, 23rd, doubts abound over the city's ability to maintain cleanliness and safety long after the global events. I doubt that the trash will be cleaned up the day after the event, let alone long after. Residents, street vendors, and political opposition leaders have voiced skepticism about Mayor Dada Marrero's capacity to sustain. I voiced skepticism about Dada Marrero's ability to put on his trousers properly in the morning, let alone his ability to be the mayor. Just saying. Adam Ndlovu, a street vendor selling cigarettes and fruit, said if it were not for the G20, the city would remain neglected. It's rare to see rubbish collected regularly or potholes fixed. These efforts only happen because of G20. Well, quite frankly, Adam, pigs throwing their garbage on the streets of Johannesburg is part of the problem. And people who pick up their trash after themselves could be part of the solution. Love the live burger. What's the live burger? Huh? Well, J.D. Vance is how that can someone take him on a tour? Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. ANC is just digging an already huge hole for themselves, insulting your city. Just prove over and over again how stupid they are. They do, Ingrid. They absolutely do prove how stupid they are. Look, I mean, again, God rest his soul. Rest in peace, Neil de Beer. But Neil de Beer, when I saw him for the last time a few months ago in Gordons Bay at the hotel, we had a coffee. I asked him, what is the end state here? I mean, they can't be this stupid, can they? And Neil said, Chris, I know these people. They are that stupid. Wow. Francois Bott, a regular viewer, excellent commentary, enjoy the channel. Well, thank you for that, Francois. Not used to seeing your name there. Kyle Naldia says, is it true that some people have logged complaints around their treatment for CW officials not being impartial? Well, I don't know what you mean by true. People have complained to me. What do you mean lodge complaints? Whereas there's nowhere to lodge a complaint. The only place to lodge a complaint is the only way to contact the U.S. government over this issue is to report fraud. And perhaps people have used that email. I suggested they try that. So I don't know if that's true. I know that many people have contacted me, made complaints. I also know that many people have been processed by the RSC folks, the Kenyans, and some of those folks are in America now. Some of those folks have done medical and done fingerprints and been interviewed by U.S. officials in Pretoria. So, I hear complaints from people all the time. And some of them may very well be valid, but I don't know what answer to give you on that one. I don't believe that anyone's lying to me. I also don't believe that RSC is sitting on things because I've got evidence that people are moving through the pipeline. Now, here's the irony. A bunch of you all crapped all over the Amerikaners and called them frauds and said they weren't doing anything. And then suddenly now they're getting everybody through. And now you're crapping on RSC. By the way, where is Chris Swanepoel? I haven't seen Chris Swanepoel ever since we had that dust up with Alta, who was upset. So anybody know where Chris Swanepoel is? Anybody seen Chris Swanepoel lately? I haven't seen him. Oh, well, I didn't ask anybody to send me complaints, but I get thousands of them. Oh, there's Chris Swanepoel. I haven't seen you in ages, man. Okay, please check my number. What, your cell phone number, Chris? Gosh, I wonder where you were. Anyway, I hadn't seen you in the chat. So, look, I mean, guys, I don't know what to tell you about the Refugee thing other than I have made it clear to U.S. government officials that there's complaints about the RSC situation. So there, you're always there, Chris. I kind of suspected that. Okay. But nobody's being spanked for misbehaving. So I guess we don't see you taken about. Almost all people say they don't want to hear about future persecution, just past persecution. Well, that's not legal. That's not legal. I've made that point to the U.S. Embassy, or to the U.S. government, not embassy, to the U.S. government. That's not legal. That's not what the law says. So, and besides, it doesn't really matter what they say. So here's the thing. If I was working this program, I wouldn't be the least bit concerned if I was the American official that is supposed to get the files about each of you. Because every one of you has legitimate concern about future persecution. In my view, you don't have to articulate it. All you have to do is explain to me you're a member of a racial minority in South Africa, and that articulates for me your fear of future persecution. I can look at 145 laws. I can look at the behavior of people in South Africa. I can look at the behavior that's unpunished of Julius Malema, his hate speech conviction, also his race baiting and all the other things. And you don't need to do it. Dory says, no feedback whatsoever. Did you get a screen confirmation that had been submitted? Yeah, so, yeah. What is Pablo Charlie upset about now? Cobus Low, welcome to you. So Napoleon Dynamite says, I'm seeing more and more people being emailed and not being called. I just feel they're sitting. Well, it's funny you should say that, Napoleon Dynamite, because I'm hearing the same thing from people, but your anecdotal evidence doesn't match facts. All right, let me see if I can find this. I think I closed earlier, so let me open it up again. I received an email from somebody today. So let me go there and find that email. I'm going to read the email without reading the name of the person, so I won't disclose who they are. So I can find this. Come on, Google, a little faster there would be nice. Okay. Where's it at? Okay. Hang on. That's not it. Oh, come on. Sorry, I found this one today and now I can't find it. Damn it. Okay, so I received this message on the 16th of September. Colonel Wyatt, I sent you an email about RSC. And I got invited to a Telegram group about RSC Africa delayed cases. Okay. And they say that they were contacted by RSC on the 8th of August. 3 weeks later, they were called again for a video interview. And it's been 3 weeks, again, nothing. Also, then someone told, see, you can spread this bullshit rumors, need to stop it. Somebody in the group told them that they're no longer forms to complete. That's horseshit. Okay, you know, I'm really getting tired of the bullshit cock prodders on you. You know, you all need to learn a little bit of patience here and a little bit of respect, okay? I'm not talking people in this stream, but I'm quite frankly, I'm tired of it because you're all creating shit that is unnecessary. I mean, people have been sitting in camps in Kenya for 30 years waiting to get out of there and go to a country. You've been waiting 2 or 3 months. You need to get a grip on reality, folks, and quit spreading bullshit. I'm going to tell you that right now. My patience is running very thin here on this, okay? Because people are spreading bullshit in my chat right now that they're sitting on cases or ignoring people. That's simply not the case. Simply not the case. Okay? Now, this person wrote to me on the 16th to complain that they've been contacting the 8th of August and then the 29th of August. To me, that's progress. And then by 17th of September, they aren't out of the country, and so they're upset. Guess what? Guess what? They sent me an email. Ronaldo hosts, you need to let go of your member. Okay, you have no children. You're delusional. The blood flow to your head is really, really low. Ronaldo, please release your member. Okay, could somebody knock on Ronaldo's door and ask him to release his member? It's cutting off the blood flow to his brain. He now thinks he has children. Ronaldo only has two little dogs, no children. He's very confused. Very confused. Very confused. Ronaldo, are you admitting to children you're unaware of from your glory days as a DJ? Were you busy knocking boots, outside of PE? Maybe back in dispatch. We might want to go back to dispatch and see if there's a little Ronaldos running around that we don't know about from when he was 17 or 18. Just checking. Dare you. Uh, Okay, Chris. Yeah, well, that's what I said. I encourage people to use that link to go there initially. I'm the one that did that before they even told people about it. Anyway, back to this email. Okay, so all right, almost 3 weeks and nothing. Okay, okay, so that was yesterday at 6:50 p.m. 8 hours ago this morning, less than a day later, I received my call for Pretoria next week. The same person, okay? Now, I'm not picking on that person, but I get this all the time. All the time. Someone wrote to me and says, it's taking too long. Nothing's happening. Do you know how many thousands of emails I get? Messages on WhatsApp that I deal with every day from people that just, seriously, people. I mean, look, oh my goodness. So I'm glad that person contacted. Hey, Chris, I joined late. Have you talked anything about? No, I'm getting to Senator Kennedy's bill. I've loaded it up on YouTube, but I haven't published it yet. I didn't have time to make a graphic. So let me see if they gave me um, they gave me John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Uh, Hang on a second here. Yeah, so I didn't have a chance to publish it yet. So I forgot because I was working on it earlier. Yeah, come on. This stupid thing it's nice, but it's not nice. It wants to play. There we go. Come on. Come on, move. There we go. All right. Save that, and I'll be able to publish this. So I'm going to talk about that here in the stream. So I wouldn't get too excited, folks, about Senator Kennedy's bill in the Senate, okay? And I'll explain why, okay? I know people are going to get excited. That's just the nature of things, but don't get overly excited about it. Even if it were to become law, it's going to be a long time before it becomes law. So Ronnie Jackson introduced the bill back in April. Ronaldo says, I joined late. Have you... Okay. All right. Ronaldo's been drinking a little too much Amarillo. Someone go check on Ronaldo. It's beyond me how some people still believe the horse crap some people spread about the refugee program. Right here, almost every day, the truth, the facts are being spoon-fed to them. I know, and my viewership plummeting. Obviously, the people that are looking for help with the refugee program really don't care. They'd rather hear bullshit and be misled. Okay, Ronaldo has a member. Sounds like the monkey. Are the clouds gathering? The clouds behind me are gathering. So Marcel, thank you. Ronaldo, thank you. Tata, hey Tata, clouds are gathering. Clouds are gathering. Super chats, Tata. Yeah, 31 years to start thinking about doing the right thing. You're right about that, bitter ender. Yeah. People complaining about the program taking time clearly haven't had to wait for something from the post. We've been waiting for something from South African Postal Service. Betty being called for face-to-face interviews and no sequence is still not in place. So hang in there. Exactly. There's no sequence. I don't care about jack crap anymore, says Chris Ayers. Oh, Chris, stop that. By the way, next week, Chris and I are going to do an interview. He's going to talk about transgenderism. My plan B is I will give you everything I have left and disappear into the abyss. I'm serious. You find a few thousand in your account. All right, Ludwig, don't give up. You sent me a message that wait, maybe I got the wrong Ludwig. Things are moving along for you. Okay, so again, folks, I realize that some people are impatient, but even if you go back to the time that Trump announced this on the 7th of February, we're only talking 6 months. Okay? I mean, it takes longer than that for me to get PCS orders, permanent change of station orders, to move from one military location to another. And you guys are talking about, and the statement of interest didn't come into effect until 12 May, June, July, August, not even, well, just now 4 months. And also remember, I've explained this over and over again, there's a shortage of people. That's why they've hired a vendor to do it, and they've hired another vendor. But isn't it funny, ironic, not funny, but funny, ironic, how just a few weeks ago, people were pissing and moaning and bitching about the Amerikaners. All the Amerikaners, Amerikaners, Amerikaners. Are they for real? They're not legit. The Amerikaners aren't doing anything. Amerikaners, they screwed me. Amerikaners have cut me out of the mix. I can attest to you, and I've seen screen captures of people who were wildly disrespectful to the Amerikaners on social media, whom they've processed to go to the States. At least two people who were very rude to them and tried to undermine them, and they are processing them. They are not holding any grudges. So I'm not standing up or speaking for the Amerikaners. I'm just telling you the facts, okay? That's all I'm telling you. Interview with them this week. Officer wasn't interested in land expropriation without compensation. No, that's not normal at all, Pam. That's not normal at all. If you're talking about future stuff, none of that's happened to you. If it happened to you, yes. No, that's not normal, Pam. Send me an email to this account with some more details, and I'll look into it. Marley Quinn says, thank you to those who are complaining, spreading misinformation. Leave. We don't need your toxic BS. We applied at the beginning and waited patiently. We're now waiting for a flight date. There you go, Marley Quinn. Congratulations. Felicitations. That's ich gratuliere dich. All I can say is I'm still waiting patiently and believe one day. Daniel, hang in there. Where's the news? Pablo Charlie, get a grip. We'll get to the news. I already covered the news, dude. Are you not paying attention, Pablo Charlie? Were you busy BSing earlier? I've got more news to cover. Some people are ungrateful for the opportunity. Stop waiting. Just carry on with your life. Exactly, Gideon. What did I say? That's the moment I told people, don't stop your life. I also got a message from somebody who said they sold all their things. I'm like, what are you doing selling all your things? Have you had an appointment with a U.S. immigration officer yet, or with USCIS? No. So why are you selling your things? I don't get that at all. Okay. WhatsApp. Okay, thank you, Pam. Okay, well, the WhatsApp guys, I mean, let me just look and see how many WhatsApp messages I've got right now. By the way, I got my screen fixed. Not the screen fixed, it's still messed up, but I did get the screen cover placed, and unfortunately, the screen was perfect except for that one spot where it cracked down here across the bottom, which is unfortunate. So let me just take a look here at WhatsApp. And the problem is that people, I don't know their numbers, so I've got, well, it just stops counting at over 1,000 unread messages. So I've got... in Ronaldo's stupid group, I've got 87 unread messages, so those don't count. I'm not really reading those. But from people I've not asked for messages, from people I don't know, I got a lot here. A lot. Okay. Yeah, and they're the numbers I don't know. +27, a lot of them. I've got some plus U.S. area codes from people that made it over the States. All right, so hang in there, folks. New business in the meantime. There you go, Gideon. Welcome, Hano Cup. We're all waiting patiently. I'm carrying on with my life in the meantime. That's what you need to do, Fabian. I'm sorry I joined late. Thanks, Roy. You're welcome. Okay. Colonel, is it possible that they don't ask future persecutors because no, it is a fact to be true? Possibly, Krista, but the other thing I said is my supposition, and I made this clear to someone yesterday, I believe. I don't know if I mentioned here. Kathy, 6 months ago, there were no options. Damn it, just carry on with your life while we all wait, and don't be rude to people when they call. And don't be rude to me for trying to explain things. Thank you, Kathy. 100 Rand, super chat. The clouds are gathering. Yes. Well, actually, no, the sky's clear behind me. Check out the waves. So let me explain that and I'll get back to the news. What I said to someone in the media yesterday is my analysis is the following. I believe wholeheartedly that someone screwed up in the Trump administration and likely a political appointee by not getting this program moving faster or applying sufficient resources to it. Whether it's their fault or not isn't germane, but I believe that's what happened. As a consequence, the 30 September end of the fiscal year is approaching, and there was a huge push. And we have evidence of that. Almost 3,000 people interviewed in the span of 2 weeks, just a short while ago, in Pretoria alone. That's insane. How many interviews were done? So I suspect what they're doing now is twofold. That they're trying to process as many people as possible who have past instances. And I think they're also a little bit gun shy about leftists in America going and interviewing these people and going, so did anything ever happen to you? No. Then why are you here? Well, because they let me come. But yeah, no, we were attacked. My wife was murdered. I was shot. I was stabbed. Our land was stolen. Yeah, I think they're processing those cases right now. Rather than all of them. I just suspect. I don't have any evidence to support that other than the cases I know about who've gone there. Most people I know that have gone to the States have been victims of past racial discrimination, not simply worried about future. Some just future. Yep, so there you go. Okay, carrying on with my life. Okay, all right, back to the news. South African Captured Human Rights Commission confirms that hiring a foreigner in a senior management position. Whoa, hey, I'm available. Why didn't you hire me? This is from Times Live's Innocentia Gadabang, who is actually one of the few journalists that actually makes an effort to actually write stories and not just spread propaganda. South African Human Rights Commission has confirmed the employment of a foreign national in a senior management position. The misconception that most staff members employed at the commission are non-nationals is incorrect. The misconception that most senior managers at the commission are non-nationals is also incorrect. The commission has been facing a false narrative about its staff composition for a long time. No, I don't care about your staff composition. I just care about your staff's bigotry and racism towards South Africans. That's what I care about. That's what I care about. What about the recent attack in Gutter, Holden? Clinical trial. Okay. Gut feelings never lie. Okay. It's been a while since I've seen Tortoise is Not a Turtle. Welcome back to you. Some are lucky. I got my mail 5 weeks ago, but no calls yet. Praying. Okay. Well, there's no call to be rude, but lots of people are, folks. 588 people here. Where was this audience the other day? Thanks for joining me, folks. All right, back to the news. Pretoria businessman Kat Matlala is denied bail. Ooh. The National Prosecuting Authority welcomed yesterday's decision by the Alexandria Magistrates Court to deny bail application brought by attempted murder accused Vusimusi Kat Mlatla. He was arrested in April this year, facing multiple charges, including attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and money laundering. So he's been denied bail. Hey, a mercenary's in the dock for that shooting of his wife. Former South African National Defense member Nicholas LaRue denied bail at a brief court hearing. Former South African National Defense member turned mercenary who allegedly shot his wife Taryn Wilson 3 times in a popular Westville pub on Monday was due to leave for Somalia on Saturday. This emerged at the Pinetown Magistrates Court Wednesday, where Nicholas LaRue, 63, made a brief court appearance. Prosecutor Cameron Rood said the state opposed bail. Rood said there was a likelihood he would evade trial. Well, I would agree. He now works as a military contractor and served Afghanistan for 16 years, as well as 2 years in Iran and 2 years in Nigeria. He has no emotional ties to South Africa, and his 3 children have residency in England, Ireland, and Dubai. Wow. 5 charges: murder, possession of firearm and ammunition with intention to commit crime, possession of firearm and ammunition while under the influence of intoxicating substances, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. Well, shot his wife. Matter has been adjourned to October 1st, denied bail. Non-PAC's disposal of its Zimbabwean stake has fallen apart. The group remains committed to disposing of Zimbabwean asset on commercially acceptable terms. Non-PAC's deal to dispose of its 51.343 shareholding in Non-PAC Zimbabwe for as much as $25 million has been terminated. The deal was originally announced in October last year, but Tuesday said they received notification from the company that was buying them, notwithstanding successful due diligence and competition authority approval process. Circumstances for them in motivating the transaction had changed. They elected to withdraw from the deal. I wonder if there's a penalty for it. A lot of times there's a penalty for withdrawing from a deal like this. Malawi voting for president as the country continues to struggle. Stagnant economy, inflation, and corruption in the warm heart of Africa. Malawi voted yesterday in what is expected to be a close race between President Lazarus Chakwera and his predecessor, Peter Mutharika. Mutharika is very corrupt. Let's hope that he doesn't get back in office. 15 other candidates, including former President Joyce Banda, also contested, but Banda doesn't have a prayer. She became president when the sitting president, the other Mutharika, died in office. A Sudanese network of volunteer aid groups have won the Norwegian Human Rights Award. Yep. Norwegian Human Rights Foundation gave its annual prize on Wednesday to the emergency response rooms, the Sudanese network of community groups providing aid for their courageous work to preserve the most fundamental human right, the right to life. The most fundamental human right, the right to life. Really, look at that. The Norwegians, okay, so why do they allow abortion if they believe in the right to life? Isn't it ironic that they give out an award for the right to life, but they believe in abortion? Well, I don't know if the Norwegians do, but the leftists certainly do. And Norway is very much a leftist country. So what do you say? It's just a background, Caroline. Just a background. It's a gift. All right, let me get to some more stuff here. Nigerian military kills 11 ISWAP militants in Borno and Adamawa states. Yep. ISWAP is the Islamic State in West African province. Yep. Chinese officials urge firms to shun the NVIDIA AI chip after Trump allowed them to sell it. So the Chi-Coms don't want the NVIDIA AI chip. That's a lie. They bought a few of them so they can reverse engineer it. Donald Trump has a historic state visit, the first president to have 2 state visits to the United Kingdom. Prime Minister Starmer seeks to cement the 2 nations' special relationship. It's not so special these days. Trust me. Trust me. Not so special these days. King Charles and other British royals greeted Trump today as the U.S. president's historic second visit to Britain began with unprecedented pomp, intense security, technology investments, and protest. UK gives them the second royal welcome. There you go. With a carriage ride at Windsor Castle and dinner with King Charles III. Britain tries to appeal to a president who has seemed intent on upending post-World War II order. Thousands of demonstrators gathered in London to protest the visit. Well, piss off, footsack on you leftist hate wankers that showed up in London. Nobody wants you there. We'd rather have the crowd that showed up for Tommy Robinson on Saturday. Has Britain gone too far with its digital controls? British authorities have ramped up use of facial recognition, artificial intelligence, internet regulation to address crime and other issues, stoking concerns of surveillance overreach. They have overstepped long ago. As Trump arrives in Europe, the right claims Charlie Kirk is one of their own. After decades of claiming persecution, once marginalized parties latch on to the American activist assassination as proof of their victimization. Yep. For all the many languages spoken at the International Convention of Far-Right Parties this weekend in Madrid, Charlie Kirk was the one name on all their lips. This is mobilizing, says André Ventura, the leader of Portugal's surging far-right party, Chega, after he had fired up the Madrid crowd with his outrage over the killing of Kirk, a popular organizer of conservative youth who was assassinated. Usually the leftists look at a tragedy and say, okay, this guy's a hero, let's make him a hero. But now the right wing and the conservatives are doing the same. Right-wing leaders, he added, should pray for Charlie Kirk and his family, but should also not forget his name and use him. Yep. Well, lots of folks. And there's Giorgia Meloni. She's also attending this. I don't know if she's attending, but she's also saying things about it. United States and United Kingdom signed a $42 billion tech deal to boost artificial intelligence. President Trump arrived in the UK for a 2-day state visit, and this was announced. The deal was reached as he arrived. Under the Tech Prosperity Deal, the two nations agreed to cooperate in advancing artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and nuclear technology. Major U.S. tech firms Microsoft, NVIDIA, Google, OpenAI, and CoreWeave will invest in UK's AI infrastructure. Deals expect to generate more than 5,000 jobs in the northeast of England, where the UK government said it will build a new AI zone. And I'm running out of time here on my news. So Marco Rubio says U.S. visa revocations are underway after Charlie Kirk's death celebrations. If you're here on a visa and you're cheering for public assassination of a political figure, prepare to be deported. Yep. America will not host foreigners who celebrate the death of our fellow citizens, he posted Monday on X. Visa revocations are underway. If you are here on a visa and cheering on the public assassination of a political figure, prepare to be deported. We are not in the business of inviting people to visit our country or going to be involved in negative and destructive. Okay? If we invite someone to visit the United States, America, as a student, as a tourist, or whatever, then the standard they should be very high. Some social media users and influencers have made comments celebrating Turning Point founder's death, and some have been subsequently fired or suspended. Yep. On Monday, J.D. Vance said that people who have made statements celebrating the assassination should be fired from their jobs. Call their employer. We don't believe in political violence, but we do believe in civility. There's no civility in the celebration of political assassination. So there you go. And the left is crying about civil liberties. Well, the Fed divisions in the Federal Reserve are putting Jerome Powell in uncharted territory. Analysts are watching. What's that? Did something happen? We got a super chat there. Sorry, let me go back to my studio. Thank you, Elmarie Mayer. Are there stories that Charlie was shot from the back? No, it wasn't shot from the back. Also, stories that he was shot by somebody in the crowd right in front of him. No, not believable. Cure solution to boats, ID cards for citizens makes no sense. I would agree. That isn't the answer. How about you stop the boats? Polish not green. Well, welcome, Mace. Yeah, how about you stop the boats? All right, so the Federal Reserve in uncharted territory. Ben & Jerry's co-founder quits after 47 years, whining about his loss of independence under Unilever, whom they sold to many, many years ago. This isn't new. Ben & Jerry's has been sidelined for fear of upsetting those in power. Ben & Jerry's co-founder Jerry Greenfield said he's quitting the brand after 47 years, accusing parent company Unilever of undermining ice cream brand's independence. In a message posted on social media, Greenfield said he decided to leave Ben & Jerry's because it was no longer allowed to stand behind social issues were the core of its business. Well, I'm sorry. I never liked Ben & Jerry's shitty, expensive ice cream, and so too bad for you guys. Too bad for you. You sold out to Unilever, so you have to live with the consequences. If you want to stay socially active, keep the brand in your hands. But you didn't because you're greedy bastards, and you sold it to Unilever decades ago. And now you want to whine about it? Shut up and sit down, Jerry. Go back and sit down. Your crappy, overpriced, chunky monkey garbage ice cream. No, thank you. New details emerge in Kirk's assassination. The suspect faces death penalty. What to know? This from Epoch Times. He arrived 25 minutes earlier than they first thought. According to a document charging Robinson with multiple crimes related to the attack, surveillance footage images show that he arrived on campus from the north at 11:51, 25 minutes before the shooting. He was 160 yards from Kirk, not 200 yards. The police quickly identified potential shooting location. Yep. As soon as he heard the shot, the officer began to scan the area for threats and quickly inferred, based on the gunshot sound, the weapon used in the attack had been a rifle. Well, I think we all figured that out. He noticed the roof 160 yards from Kirk's speaking position and rushed there to look for evidence. Yep. He'd already fled, but they did find evidence on the roof. weapon and ammo found in nearby woods, a message inscribed on the rounds, and he turned himself in and confessed. He became more political recently, says his family. The attack was planned a bit over a week in advance. Robinson charged with 7 counts, and the death penalty awaits him. And that's the news for today, folks. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done that already. I really appreciate that. And there's Ludwig with 350. Not much left, but your mission is priceless. Wish I could give more. Ludwig, don't be giving me last year money, man. Thank you for the 350 rand. I really appreciate that. We don't need that. We need people to give them their last bit. He is a sociopath. Totally agree with that. Colonel Ben and Jerry's ice cream is overpriced, not worth it. It's not nice. No, it's not, Katie. Hey, Katie. Good to see you there again. By the way, folks, I posted on the announcements or whatever you call that here on the channel. What is that called? Oh, now this thing is done now. Hang on. I got it. God bless it. I need to open my channel again. Sorry, I can't. That video I got to post about Senator Kennedy. Okay, so on the oh, come on, what's that thing called? It's called the post. So you've got posts and you got videos. On the post, I've got tomorrow's meet and greet set up, 5:30 at Heathrow at the Sheraton, I think it is. So yeah, so if you want to come, you're welcome to come, folks. I'll stay as long as people need me to. I fly out the following day, so it's not an issue. Okay. All right. So my Senator Kennedy video is going live in a few minutes. Come on. There we go. Boy, my laptop is not cooperating here. And you've got to push all these buttons on YouTube just to make sure you're good. Okay, and you got to wait. Then you push next, and next, and next, and then we push public, and it's published. Okay, so that video is up. Once we're done here, you can go watch it. If you like, you can also tune in for Ronaldo's stream. Let me just check on something here very quickly. Content. Ronaldo, I'll be ready to go in a second there. So I'm probably holding him up. My apologies for that, but I'm working at a severe disadvantage here. I'm trying to do my best to keep this stuff going. All right, so yeah, Senator Kennedy's bill, I wouldn't get too excited about it, folks, because what's going to happen is that it's going to take a long time, even if it goes through. So there we go. Save that. Okay, so anybody wants to be directed to it, you'll be able to go to it from here. Okay, let me close this window. I don't need that one. Okay, boy, working off a laptop is not fun. All right, so be sure to hit the like button, folks. We got, how many likes did we get? I can't even see. We got 2,600 views. That's good. Okay, and bikinis. Yeah, there's no bikinis by me. Oh, did you like the interview with Heinz Winkler? I enjoyed that too, Pearl. Thank you. Andre Mustard, thank you for awesome programs. Again, appreciate it. Looking forward to your first broadcast when you're back home. Yeah, well, it'll be late for South Africans because I'll probably do something late night when I get back, and then I've got rugby in the morning. So anyway, all right, guys, we'll see you on Ronaldo if you manage to make it over there. Thank you. God bless, and have a lovely evening. And hopefully Ronaldo will be conscious. You know, I think he was a little low on blood pressure there, so we'll have to check on that. Thank you all so much for being here. God bless. And have a good evening. Let me make sure I got the right place to shut this video down because otherwise they'll keep running. Okay, good. I got it. Now we're set. All right. Cheers, everybody. And I play a song on the way out, but it's time to go. So no song. Cheers and be well.